Neglected by the community in a P238, the partisan lived in the shadows of the sword due to its initial weaknesses. Those who stuck around would discover the power of the Volcraptor, making them viable for the endgame despite the sign classes ruling the meta. Now, 1,000 years have passed, and several partisan masters rule the land, including Chief Garoa, Dozer, the Independent Partisan Squad, and the guards of the city. And now, it's your turn to wield this weapon. In the new Genesis, the partisan is one of the hunter's three main weapons, exchanging raw power for raw speed and rhythm, giving it ample flexibility during combat to weave on foes. The partisan's basic attacks make for a wide, three-step combo. The attacks have a wide 180-degree range, letting you easily hit enemies on the sides of combat without any targets in the vicinity. The first two steps of the combo will not alter your positioning, but this doesn't apply when you're in close proximity to foes. The partisan's weapon action is a sliding dodge. Performing a brief whirl, this acts as a short-lasting guard, completely nullifying any attacks during its usage. You can also reposition yourself by using this dodge. These dodges can be performed back-to-back with little delay, and the direction can be changed on the fly. By unlocking through the skill tree, a new Photon art can be performed through the weapon action, Assault Charger. Pressing the weapon action just after a Photon art will unleash an extremely fast, damaging thrust in the direction of your target. The thrust covers great distance within a very short time, with the action being executed nearly instantly. It is excellent at chasing down a moving target, as well as flowing from one foe to the other in large rolls. By charging the Assault Charger, you'll get a stronger variant, dealing multiple hits at the cost of movement. This should only be used in very close quarters combat, where the enemy cannot move. The partisan's first Photon art is Cleaving Scythe. Without fully charging, you'll perform a very fast slice, dealing decent damage. This is the fastest way to perform Assault Charger, and will also leave you less vulnerable to attacks when compared to its other Photon arts. Fully charging it will deal a stronger slash, creating a spatial tear in the process. Letting the animation finish will cause the tear to explode, dealing great damage. The tear's area of effect is the same as the initial slice, making foes in front of the tear vulnerable. You can cancel the attack or be interrupted after the first strike, but this will cause the tear to fizzle out and not deal any damage. The second Photon art, Thrusting Javelin, causes you to thrust your partisan multiple times, inflicting multiple, regular damage. The attack ends with a thrown javelin, dealing great damage on its own. Holding down the Photon art will continue the rapid jabs at the cost of your PP rapidly training. The vulnerable, or flinching target can be stun locked with proper usage. The partisan's third Photon art, Fatal Tornado, spins the partisan around at blistering speeds. When not charged, the attack causes two high-speed spins, each one hitting twice for low damage. This moves you over a short distance in 2 steps, even in the air. When fully charged, the second part of the attack changes, dealing a heavier-hitting slam attack. This attack does feel pretty situational, in my opinion. The legendary skill, Volcraptor, can be performed through the weapon action. After learning the skill from the skill tree, you'll be able to shoot a photon projectile by holding the weapon action button after a sliding dodge. The projectile sticks to the body part of the foe it landed on, and will do nothing on its own. Any damage dealt to this foe will be saved, and if the accumulated damage exceeds the maximum damage limit of Volcraptor, or the time limit runs out, Volcraptor will detonate, dealing damage to that area of the foe. Volcraptor costs no PP to shoot, and can be recast at will so long as the cooldown hasn't been triggered. The distance that Volcraptor can travel is pretty far, although it's best used for close quarters scenarios. The partisan's Photon Blast is a devastating, piercing attack. 3 close-range slices are followed up by one of the strongest single hit in the game at the moment, followed up by a weaker singular explosion along its path. Most of the power is concentrated in a single thrust, even though each preceding slash can deal damage equivalent to the fully channeled Cleaving Scythe. Getting familiar with the partisan, here's a few helpful tips to go further. Cleaving Scythe has the strongest single damage when fully charged. Engage unaware foes with it to get free damage, and line up teams you'll want in each flavor. PP management might become a problem, especially if you use Assault Charge frequently between attacks. To mitigate this, try making a trinket consisting of only rich fruits and meat. This will give you additional PP reduction, and potency boosts. Remember, Photon dashing halts all PP restoration over time, so make sure to check your PP before engaging in combat. Finally, Photon Art Avenger is a skill you'll learn to unlock the Assault Charge. By timing your Photon Art just as the enemy attacks, you can boost an attack by 50%. If you have difficulties timing it, visit the Health in a Plane's Cocoon and learn the timing, and then charge with Cleaving Scythe. The Partisan, weaker than before, is still a decently fun time to play around with. Hopefully, it'll receive some needed buffs, especially in regards to the utility of the Volfractor. So, next time you pick up a Partisan, give it a go.